Hey, welcome back. I'm Chris, and today we're going to talk about using two cameras with one microphone. Let's do this real quick. Now, it's not that hard to do this in the sense that you just need a stereo splitter and then the appropriate cables to run it from the microphone to the stereo splitter to one camera and then over to the other camera. And then it's just keeping it straight in your head how you want to shoot it and when you want to transition from one camera to the other camera. And then the other question is, do you want, well, camera A, let's say, be your main camera, and camera B be your secondary camera, to where maybe camera B, you have the audio recording levels set a little bit lower, so you have a safety track, or you have it set to manual, or automatic, I mean, so that if it does peak, the audio does peak, it retains the audio levels, it lowers it for you automatically, so you don't degrade the film and lose everything that you have. So it's really a question of how you want to do something like this. And then the other question is, why not just use two microphones? Well, if you're on a budget, this is definitely a cheaper way to go. And if you're in a controlled setting like this, it might be the way to do it. Yeah, if you're on a budget but have two cameras. Don't forget, you could use your cell phone for the secondary camera as well, just to give you a few camera angles to work with, so that you could switch it up a little bit when you're just talking and, just have a background like this behind me, and it gets kind of boring if you're not showing any B-roll or anything like that. So this is just really a little bit of a test to see how this does. I mean, I know how it's going to sound. And then the other question is, you're going to have to white balance this camera and white balance that camera so that they both look the same. And there might be a little bit more you have to do in editing. One good benefit to having two camera angles like this is if, well, you sneeze, you screw up, you have to take a deep breath because you're talking so much. Well, now you have that pause in the video, and you can have that break in the video and go right to the other camera. So when you're in editing, you don't even notice it. It's a nice fluid movement instead of that jittery motion that you see sometimes when people use a jump cut, where it's the same scene right here. This would be the same scene, and then it just jumps for a second to where it was slightly different. You notice that jump cut. I don't like doing that. A lot of people do it just to keep the flow of the conversation going. But I really don't like that. I'd rather just screw up, unless I screw up really bad and I need to cut a huge section of video out because it just doesn't make any sense and I'm wasting your time. But having two cameras like this, if I need to do a jump cut, I just jump from this camera to that camera and you're not even really gonna notice it. So that's pretty cool. And I am rambling a little bit to see how the audio does here. Now, the other benefit, I guess you could say, is if you have the two cameras but you're recording the audio slightly different in each camera, if your editing software allows to where it syncs up the audio for you, meaning that you take your one camera and you can detach the audio and then it syncs up the audio with the actual video. My editing software doesn't do that, so using multiple cameras is kind of a nightmare. That's why I want to have the same audio quality in both cameras, so I can switch from one camera to the other, no problems whatsoever. It's just a matter of editing. It's like throwing in B-roll. It's really easy to edit in that sense. Now, the other thing I would like to do is have an overhead camera while I have this camera going. That's kind of the whole purpose of this. So when I do a review, I don't have to do it twice. I mean, that's a little secret I'm gonna let you in on. Every time I do a review, I shoot it 2 or 3 times. Especially if I have multiple angles. I'm gonna shoot it like this, just unboxing everything and going over everything and talking about the features. And then I shoot it from overhead generally to do the same thing and repeat the whole process again. And then if I get close-ups on the thing or something like that, or I wanna show details, or I wanna show something specific, or the operation of it from a different angle, now I'm shooting it again, going over everything all over again. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to work with, and I'd rather just shoot it once and have maybe a couple cameras or a cell phone or in a camera and stuff like that going, so that I have the shots that I want, but it's only it's gonna be a lot less filming, put it that way. And if I can get in and out of here faster, I can get to my editing, which generally takes about the same amount of time anyways. So I've really been rambling way too much for today. So I think we're pretty much done for today, and I'll see you on the next one. So another benefit to having multiple cameras is that, I don't know if you've noticed, over here, there's usually a video or a playlist or something sitting down here that's best just for you. It's just for your viewing experience. If you've been looking up some of my videos, it's gonna play a video here that would be the best for you. And up here is a subscribe button. And then over here is my most recent video, and usually I have my vlog playlist right here. I mean, I've been vlogging every day for almost a year, so definitely check one of these things out. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one.